Hello guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2 RMD Career part number 4. That's what we're gonna do here. So continue the game, signing into the world of trucks, which apparently takes a long time. Was the same yesterday. It has to, yeah, on my other profile I might have to change that. On my other profile I'm having the Dutch client, and on this profile I'm using the English client. And then it has to reset all the things and such. So we have 20,000. That's where the point where we were. We finished in Kassel. Previous video we did an update on the profile first, and then Osnabrück to Frankfurt and Frankfurt to Kassel. We have 20,000 in the bank. We still need to repay the bank, which will probably happen today or tomorrow, in game that is. I'll have a look on the time there in a second. So we still have not did the first payment yet. So that's still about 3,000 that needs to go up. That's 17,000 that we sort of have. But we can loan 400,000 still. So the next step is obviously to expand the garage, or more likely gonna buy a new one. For the reasons that I already explained. Upgrading the garage that I have here, which is a one spot garage, upgrade it to 3 spots, you get 2 extra spots. If you buy a new garage, you get 3 extra spots, and the price is the same. So it's more interesting to buy a new garage. What we are going to do is the dealers. Where are they? We're gonna have a look on what we need. I'm driving a Volvo here, so that's I'm gonna go for different brands. Obviously, Iveco, not that interesting. They don't have yeah, well, might be interesting because it's like we'll have a look. We'll just have a look. The DAF is the most expensive. If we go for Euro 6, I want to drive Euro 6 engines, which are the most recent ones. So Renault definitely not, ugly as hell. MAN is only Euro 5. That's another Volvo, and that's an Iveco, and that's also an Iveco. So we do not have a Scania yet. There is one in Lille, I know that. And there is also a Scania, I think in Hanover or in Bremen. Somewhere here is also a Scania driver. Let's have a look on the Mercedes. The idea is pretty basic. Sort of recreate this truck and see what it costs, and then we kind of have an idea what we need for the new drivers. This is the old Actros Euro 5 engines. We're not going to go for that, so we have to go for this one. We're going to customize the configuration. Stream space, so that's like the lowest roof. The other two are not available yet. 4x2, that's we have 420 horsepower engine available. Although if we level up once more, we will have an extra one available. Might need a bit more power though. Gonna put the retarder gearbox in. That already almost completes the normal cargo, so that will be fine. It's also it's more on heavy cargo and hills than the Volvo. So it should be fine. Okay, we put our logo on the truck with the colors. Color is costing 11,000 no matter which color you choose. So that's fine. That's stock. We can put a light bar on it, but we're gonna leave that for now. We're just gonna keep it pretty standard. And 300 more, so about 123,000, something like that, if we buy one of these. Okay, but we need 2. So that's if we buy 2 Mercedeses, we could do that, but I kind of want to go for the different bands. Anything else? MAN is Euro 5. Yeah, I have to go for MAN, DAF or Iveco if I want a different brand. Already driving Volvo. If we pick one of the Mercedeses, which was 100, let's put it on 125. Let's go for the DAF. Have a look there. I might get an Iveco after all, although I wasn't intending to do that, but it's cheaper than this, I know that. This is a DAF XF105 Euro 5 engine. We not want that, we want the Euro 6, the new XF. Let's have a look. Sort of do the same. That's good, that's good. You can go for 410, which is only 600 euros more. So I'm gonna go for that. The retarder, Standard facelift, that's fine. Again, go for the colors. That's 11,000. Color itself doesn't matter, you can change that. And then 300 more, so that's 150,000 already for the DEF. That's a bit much, eh? So we're not gonna go for the DEF. Nope. I'm gonna go for the Mercedes, 125,000, and then I'm gonna put together an Iveco and see what that costs. Not gonna drive it anyway. Also here, Iveco Stralis, the old one. We need a new one. Iveco Stralis Highway. But also that one, if you, yeah, the same story. The retarder gearbox, that's fine. The color, 172,000. This costs 173 even, so that's even more. So yeah, not an option then. So it has to be the Mercedes, 125,000. I do believe you can get the Scania for 130 something. So that's about 250 plus 180 to buy or upgrade the garage. That's 430. We can loan 400. We only have 20. So we need to do transports, and I need to find the Scania driver so we can have a look there if we can get it. I think Hanover. So driving. That's what we need. Shop market. Yeah, we're gonna go for the freight market. That's gonna bring the most. We're gonna click on Kassel because that's where we are, and then we know we can go for there. This is 200 kilometers only. This is 268. So 21 kilometers per 21 euros per kilometer. This one is way more interesting. A digger, only 8 ton, also lighter. And then we go from Kassel to Erfurt. It's not that interesting seeing there is nothing in Erfurt, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look on the world map. Erfurt. Nope, not a single question mark. So there's no dealer, there's no recruitment agency. Let's have a look on the external contract if something is available there. Hanover. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're gonna go for that one because I think there is a Scania dealer in Hanover. Begin the delivery. And then we have all the 7 different brands in the game. Because I cannot go to the Scania dealer because I haven't discovered one yet. Where need to be? Behind the corner apparently. Bit of playing around with the cameras. If you come out of a parking lot or something. So I look left from the interior, I look right from the interior, and then I go back to cockpit view. That's sort of the keys that I use here. This is a external contract, a World of Truck contract. And that means that we do not have to drive through this icon, which is normally here if you come onto and then you need to select the transport again, although you already selected it more or less by setting the GPS. But that's not the case with World of Trucks. As you see, we'll immediately point to one that you need if you arrive on the camera number 4 for the top thing. Coupling the trailer and off we go to Hanover. A 2-hour drive. We have 1 minute and 58 before we need to take the next rest stop, and it's still Wednesday. I'm thinking that the first payment to the bank will be on probably on Thursday then, since it didn't collect yet. Normally it collects at noon, so yeah. I'm guessing the first day Seems to be a pretty long trailer, so we have to take that in consideration. And also kinda need to speed it up once we are on the highway, or hopefully we are on the highway. Maybe not, it's the reason is the time. Next rest stop is 1:55, and it says we need to drive for 2 hours in game time, obviously, which is like yeah, it's probably gonna be about 10 minutes or so. I don't have any beacon on the roof of my truck, but there is a beacon on the trailer, so I put that on now. It's kinda valuable transport. I'm gonna keep an eye on the cops as well. Other than that, I'm sort of gonna speed it up. Trying to catch a little bit time so that we don't get fined, because I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna finish this transport without taking a rest. That means we need to speed it up, and hopefully the cops do not see us anywhere speeding. Like here you can only do 40. There happened to be a cop car. There is one there. But we were not speeding at that moment, so that's fine. Here we go. We already start yarning, which you normally do is around 1 hour 40. Not that it matters that much. It's the first time 140 euros or something for the fine. The problem is only if you keep on driving. That's where the problem comes into play. Because then you're gonna get black screens and you don't see where you're going. GPS on navigation on 85 kilometers set on the cruise control, so that's fine. I think we can catch the time with 85 kilometers an hour. It might all work out just fine. Finish the transport, go to a repair or Scania dealer maybe, if we can find him. And then we can take a rest there and take a look what the price of the Scania is. You're gonna keep yawning for like 5 or 6 times. The bed icon on the GPS is still blue, which is kinda okay. That means more than an hour. Although pretty close, an hour and 9 for the next rest. And then it's gonna turn red, and even if it's at 0, it's not immediately... There you go, it's under an hour now probably. But even then it doesn't find immediately. It probably finds if we pass another gas station or something, fuel station. And we do not stop, then it might be finding. But yeah. That's all things that you have to consider if you play the full simulation, and especially in the beginning, because if you fast forward 9 hours by taking the rest time, yeah, then you come into the next day, you repay the bank, and then your transport is like pointless. This was only 3,800 for the transport, if I'm not mistaken, so we need to pay 2,008, then it's a 1,000 transport. Here he goes again. 54 minutes, 48 minutes till the next break, so we are definitely winning time at the moment. And it would be great if we could find a transport next from Hanover to Liège in Belgium, because there is a garage there that I want to buy. So I need to get there somehow. Or Hanover to Luxembourg or something like that. Come on, give me room, stupid car. Minutes. Next rest stop is 26 minutes, so we already gained the time now. But here we have the green bus. And that's a bit of an annoying one. You have to pay attention for that one. Because it does strange things. Hits the brakes when you do not expect it and stuff like that. Move, bus. My driver is tired. That was pretty close. Just next to the rail there I saw on with the trailers. Where we are, okay, here's our delivery point, which of course, it's not that didn't work out as planned, but because it's not in the city. After delivery here, drive up to that gas station, up the road there, and take my rest there. But it probably will find me already before that, but we'll see. Yeah, we know we're getting tired. Thank you very much. Where does that thing needs to be parked? There somewhere, apparently. Oh my god. Yep, here we go. Avoid sleeping, 140 euros. Seriously. I also didn't plan this parking job. Should have come in reverse to begin with. Push it a bit to that side, will be done. Completed. That was close. So, we kill the engine, kill the lights, and we press enter to take a 9-hour rest. We got a €140 fine, that's kinda okay. We didn't get a second one yet. But it's, yeah, like I said. It didn't go according to plan. Now we can also not go from on the road to the dealer because it will not be open because it's the middle of the night. But you can go from the map. So zoom in, where is the dealer thing? I think there is one. Okay, we are there. So here somewhere. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Now we're driving around in free drive. That means driving around in free drive, you can get 50 XP every 100 kilometers, which also helps you level up. Not as fast as by doing transport, of course, but if there are towns nearby or something where you finished, it might be an interesting idea to actually go there. To discover mainly the recruitment agencies. The more you have, the more wider selection you will have with drivers to choose from when you go hire one. The dealers, not that important. Once you have found one for each brand, then you can always visit those. Really? Okay, €660 speeding offense. Because apparently hidden behind the truck which was next to me was like a police car. The fines are pretty high, especially in the cities. 600 times this time, but I'm gonna park myself here for a second. Trameri, that's always a difficult entrance. Pretty narrow. Okay. So now if we have a look on the truck dealers. We just found this Scania here now, and that also means we can visit it. You can visit it like this, but you cannot visit it the other way. That means by just driving to the dealer, because it was the middle of the night, you cannot go in there. It has opening and closing hours. But you can get it this way. Scania Streamline, that is the one that I want to customize. Normal roof, 4x2, €370 6. We do not want the Euro 5 engines, so I'm going to upgrade to that. I'm going to get the retarder, and as you can see, full bar with for the normal cargo, and that's because of the engine and the retarder. Standard, okay, color. We need our logo, that's 11,000, and then about 300. So around 130,000. Okay, that's what all we needed to know. So 130 something like that for the let's say 135, 125 for the Mercedes. That's 260,000 plus 180,000 for the garage. Which means we need a bit of money. We can get a loan for 400,000 by the way, so we have like 423 now. So we need to do 1 or 2 more transports before we can actually get into action. And so I need the job market. I'm gonna have a look which is available. We need to go to Liège, although we have been there yet, but or to Groningen. then we have covered the whole of the Netherlands as well. But that is a super urgent delivery. It's a red one. How much is it? 320 kilometers. 5-hour trip. Not that interesting after all. Hanover to Dortmund, and then from Dortmund to Liège after that could be working. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. But also this one is not in the city. It's in Steinbruch, or in other words, in the stone mine. And that's just like the Triet company. It's yeah, the Triet is more like a wood, yeah, wood factory, something like that. That's usually just out of the city. Steinbruch is the stone mines, and that's always outside of the city. And then you have acres, and that is like a farm. Speed it up a bit. Don't immediately see a police car. 68-kilometer drive to get there. Which means we need to speed it up, because otherwise it's no longer available. It was only available for 1 hour and something before it expired. And according to this thing, we have a 1 hour drive. On a 60 kilometers an hour average. Which of course we are not gonna do. We're gonna speed it up. And hopefully we do not encounter a police car, otherwise it's going to cost us money again. Speed limiter is up, so I can go, I don't know, 120, 130 something. As long as I do not see a blue and white car, it's fine. Because that will be a police car. That's a Mini. I don't think it was that heavy. $16 or something, maybe a bit less. We do get 50 XP for 100 kilometers of free roam, so that might help us level up a bit faster. Because the Steinbruch or stone mine is off-road, it's a bit of in a pit. So hopefully we can pull it out here. And hopefully it's still available. Yeah, it is. Although 12 minutes. So we are only just in time to pick it up, otherwise it would have been expired. So we need to go on the speed limiter there, or over it, as a matter of fact. Here it's always a bit of a gamble. Is it on the first level here that we need to get it, or on the second level? First level is kinda okay, you usually get it out, but on the second it's a bit deeper into the pit, and sometimes a bit of a problem with these low level trucks. Okay, okay, it is there, so it is on the first level. Coupling the trailer. Now it's already a 4-hour drive instead of a 5-hour drive, as it kinda suggested. What are we carrying? 15 tons. Okay, beacon is still on. And where are we going? To Dortmund. Okie-doke. Hannover-Dortmund then. And the first one was Kassel to Hanover. Just writing it down here because otherwise I have to keep track of the things that you record. I did a quick job on one of my main drivers or test drivers that I did before I started the career thing here. They quick job, they put you in a truck, there's nothing you can do about that. I selected the job and it was in a Renault, and it was in the second level of this pit. And I couldn't get the truck out of it. Not enough power. Might have to switch to manual or something to get it out, that might be possible. But not a problem with the Volvo or with the Scania. On my first profile I drove the Scania in the beginning, so not a problem with those trucks. Also not with the Mercedes. The bloody copper again. So Dortmund is this. It's giving us 8,000. But meanwhile we are Thursday in game, and that means that in about 2 hours, that will be during this trip, the bank is gonna collect the 2,800 repayment for the first time. Hanover, Kassel, and all the rest. Don't need that. So I'm already gonna change the lane. Dortmund, that's where we need to be. So straight it is. So that's gonna bring us about, let's see, 28,000 after this trip. So if I can get a transport from Dortmund to Liège after that, and then get the loans going and buy the garage and already start up the first driver, then probably need to do 1 or 2 more transports to get the second truck running. Already could have done that now, by the way. But I first need to get to Liège to buy that garage there. So hopefully in the freight market or in the World of Trucks contracts there will be a Dortmund-Liège going on. Or Luxembourg will do as well, that's not that far from Liège. can do 1400 kilometers with this fuel. Also that is kind of important. There's one fuel station in Luxembourg where the fuel is about €1.18 for a liter. Germany it's usually 1.46 or something, so a big difference. If you expand your garage to a full-size garage, then you do have your own fuel station where the fuel is costing you 1.24. So even then, Luxembourg is cheaper. And then somewhere Czechia or Hungary is DLC though, but 96 cents I believe. That's the cheapest fuel where you can go for fuel. Another reason why I've chosen Brussels, not that far from Luxembourg. At the beginning you do not have your own fuel station, so that's the cheapest point to get fuel there. In France it's even 155, so and I don't know, in Swiss or something where it's 160. 165 I paid in the UK as well on a certain point there. And at the beginning of the game it all matters, because yeah, 118 for a liter or 155 for a liter, that's 600-700 euros difference for a tank. And meanwhile I can change the lane apparently. When does it need to be there? Remains 7 hours and 54. Okay. So it was just the... okay, I get it. It was a super urgent transport, if I'm not mistaken, with the red signs there. But it was probably the pickup that was super urgent. That's why we needed to speed it up. The trip itself doesn't matter that much. 8 hours left to deliver it. And we just took a rest, so we have more than 8 hours to before we take the next rest stop. Dortmund, okay. And in theory I can put the pedal down a bit here on the highway if I wanted to. The speeding of Vincents are not that high. Here goes our first loan installment, 2,888. That was the sign that we got there. And that's why we needed drivers. Once we have drivers going on, they kind of repay the loan for us, and we do our transports and we get the money from that. So we're only going to go up from that moment. Of course we will have a about 8,000 to repay every day. If we loan more money, you of course have to repay more. Intention was to get 4 times 100,000 loan, but I think I'm gonna step away from that idea, because then the first days you have to repay like almost 15,000 or something in total, till you can repay at least one of those 100,000s. So I'm just gonna go for the full 400, which is only a 5,700 payment, so that will do. Germany is the biggest country on the map, together with France, I guess, if you have the Vive la France DLC. But in the base game is Germany, has the most cities. Well, that also means that it's mainly highways. In Swiss and so you have like mountain roads and stuff like that, but that's why another reason why I find the single player a bit more interesting in that aspect. Then you're dealing with traffic, and then it's not like long straights on the highway, which can make it a bit boring at times. But now we have like here, I need to be on the other lane, and that truck is gonna give me a problem, I already see it. Because it's not gonna let me in. Or do we have to take this exit? No, I don't think so. Nope. End of the highway though. Gonna switch into a sort of a highway roundabout onto another highway. And of course he's gonna drive in our lane and slow us down on the uphill there. That's why I find it more interesting to have all these things happening. If you go into the multiplayer, not the case. There's nobody on the road except you and eventually some friends or something. You can do convoys there, that can be fun, but if you go to the multiplayer by yourself, you can drive for hours before you run into another truck. There are some places like the ferry terminals and so, there are usually people hanging about. Dortmund straight ahead, Dortmund take the exit. Yeah. So we have two choices here. But apparently we need to have the second one according to the GPS. So. I don't know where we're going. Transinet. Yeah, that's gonna be in the city. That first exit probably would have been for like Triet or another stone mine or something, which is outside of the city. Pretty long trailer here. Not that easy by the looks of it, to go to deliver and find the two question marks. So we're first gonna deliver and then discover these things here. But of course we need to be there. Next to the lantern pole here. Steer a bit left and we should be okay to put it in there. In one go. Yep, pretty spot on this time. Let's collect the money. Proficiency bonus, long distance, high value bonus, bit of all. Of course these bonuses are not that high, depends on the skill points, it depends on your level, so it will get higher. It's a bit of grinding in the beginning. 29,000 and we already repaid the bank, so that's fine. Next up, question marks. That's the recruitment agency. I think we found like 6 or 7 meanwhile. So that should give us at least 2 pages of drivers now to choose from at least. Not that important to find the dealer scene, we have one of each brand, but yeah, we are here anyway, so why not? Which seems to be MAN. Or MAN, I don't know. I'm assuming it's an abbreviation for something. Okay, so that is that. Okay guys, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm doing a voiceover now, for the simple reason that this video turned out to be a pretty long one, more than 1 hour and a half. So I'm going to split it up in 2 parts. This was part number 4 for the career. Yeah, a bit of an update on the profile. A transport from Kassel to Hanover and Hanover to Dortmund. In the next one we're gonna go Dortmund, Luxembourg, fuel up there, then go Luxembourg, Liège to finish it up for this video, but that will be for part number 5. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.